Good day, everybody. Kris Gethin here, CEO of Kaged Muscle, and you are joining me in the Bodybuilding.com HQ within the gym. Why? Because we're going to smash arms today. I got some crazy bicep and tricep circuits that I like to do that I've been doing as of recent. The last time I was here, I'd been trying to lose muscle. I was about 197 pounds. Now I've been putting on muscle. I'm about 220 at the moment. However, what I've noticed, since I've been putting this muscle back on, the torso is building muscle and size pretty quick. However, my limbs, i.e. my legs and my arms, are not packing on the size or responding as quickly as the other muscle groups. So I've been annihilating these areas especially. Of course, I annihilate every body part. However, on these particular days, I just want to focus and obliterate, increase my calories a little bit on these days to get these weaknesses turning into weapons. So we're starting off with a bicep circuit, okay? We're knocking out about 15 repetitions per set, reaching failure at 15 repetitions, and we're going to do about 4 circuits here. So if you think about it, 15, 30, and then we've got 60, and then we've got 75 repetitions per circuit because we're doing 5 exercises in these circuits. Get a lot of blood flow into the area, stretching the fascia, and get fullness, okay? So let's get straight into it because we've got a lot to get through, and I want to answer your questions whilst I'm trying to get my breath back and recover from my asthma attacks after each circuit. So we're going to start off with alternate dumbbell curls. What I like to do is both at the same time. When I can't do any more, then I alternate. So bilateral to begin with, then unilateral. Oh. 2. 2. 2. Once I'm done with that, I then go on to the easy bar curls with a wider grip. Start here. 2. 3. Once I'm done with that, I go onto the cable behind me on an easy bar again, but this time I go with a narrow grip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, and when I'm done there, I come back onto the dumbbells, this time for the hammer grip dumbbell curl. Again, I'll start off both at the same time, then do alternate when I can't do any more to thicken up the biceps now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I go back onto the barbell here, and this time I'm going to do a drag curl. So I'm dragging that easy bar up my body. Again, trying to go for 15 reps. And that is one circuit done. So that's one set. Gonna rest for a couple of minutes while I answer your questions, and then gonna repeat that again. Make sure that you stay hydrated, have the Kaged in you, because you need to finish this workout as strong as you begun when you took your pre-workout, being your pre-caged.
Kris, we got some questions coming in from Facebook and YouTube. First question coming in from YouTube. What builds more mass, high reps or heavy lifting?
Okay, for me, a combination of both. I neither go just high reps or low reps, I do both. I want to tap into my type 1 muscle fibers and my type 2, leaving no stone unturned. So I will go as low as like 5 to 10 repetitions, but I'll go as high as usually generally around 50 repetitions. Sometimes I go as high as 100 when I'm doing drop sets.
This is another one from YouTube. If you want to grow arms, how often should I be training them?
What I like to do is hit them twice a week. However, I have a crazy bicep and tricep annihilation day, but then I'll have a bicep and tricep top up. So let's say on another day that I'm hitting, say, shoulders or maybe chest, I'll do a bicep and tricep top up, which means just one exercise for about 5 sets for biceps and one exercise for triceps for about 5 sets.
What is the best exercise for developing triceps?
Okay, for developing triceps, everyone's going to be different because some people get a good mind-muscle connection, for instance, with kickbacks. However, I don't. What I find is probably the best exercise for me is lying tricep extensions or skull crushers or French press, people call it. But you may find that dips or bench dips are going to be the best for you. So what you're going to do is just try various exercises, feel which one gets the best mind-muscle connection and which one that you're most sore from. Right, okay, so I'll get back into it. So just to let you know, there is 30% off all Kaged muscle supplements today. Now, as you know, very rarely do we ever offer 30% off, but obviously we have a fantastic relationship with Bodybuilding.com. I've been with these guys for many, many years, like 12, 13 years now. So we're gonna do that especially for you guys. 30% off, kids. All right, getting straight into it again, starting as we did before with the alternate dumbbell curls or bilateral to begin with, and then unilateral when we can't do any more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 10. Yeah. 30, 40, 15, gee. Whew. My arms feel like they're gonna fall off. Okay, so straight from there to here, easy bar curls. Let me start heavier. If I can't do any more, I'll go lighter. So this is with a wide grip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you do reach failure, you can go lighter until you get the 15, or you can just drop it down and do what I'm doing, which is a rest pause rep. So I'm pausing, resting, and then I'm gonna try to do the other 5. 3, 4. I don't want to be a pussy and drop the weight, you know, and go lighter. So now I'm done there, back to the cables for another easy close grip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, rest pausing for about 5 seconds, and then 5 more reps. Get the bump, and then back over yonder onto the dumbbells for hammer curls. There's 8. There's 7 more to go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Far out. Okay, God, I tell you what, I want to swear so bad. But I'm trying to be cautious of the kids out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm finishing that circuit again with drag curls. By damn, that was tough. All right, kids, what questions have you got for me?
How was your shoulder feeling after your injury?
Shoulder, so it was this time last year, had my shoulder surgery, and I tell you what, touch wood, doesn't even feel like I've ever had shoulder surgery. Feels absolutely phenomenal. Wouldn't even know, so make sure that you shop online for a good quack.
What are your thoughts on strict movement versus controlled cheating?
Controlled cheating. What are you pointing at me for when you say controlled cheating? Yeah, it is controlled cheating, but everybody's different. The way that I train clients is completely different to the way that I train. When I train, whether I'm doing a little bit of controlled cheating, I still find I get a phenomenal mind-muscle connection. And the one time that I trained extremely strict, doing a reverse grip pull down, I tore my lat. So I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do anything that the haters or the trolls say. I'm going to do what feels right for me. It's like people say the same thing about Branch Warren, for instance. The guy got second in the Olympia, won the Iron Classic. You can't say anything about his training style. It worked for him. My training style works for me. But do what works for you.
What do you like to drink during your workouts?
Okay, during my workouts, which thank you very much, you reminded me. I need to stay hydrated. I use in-cage, so I take pre-caged about 40 minutes before the workout. In-cage, which is the cage muscle intra-workout, is what I take during my workouts, okay? Sometimes I'll add a little bit more citrulline to it, dependent on that muscle group, such as arms today. Other than that, I'll just keep it plain. And we have 30% off every single caged muscle supplement today available on Bodybuilding.com. And as you know, we do not do these special offers very often. We are not a promotional company, so I suggest that you take advantage of it now because it's only happening while stocks last.
Someone from YouTube's giving you some love for your accent.
Oh, thank you very much. It's put on. You know, all these tattoos come free with a bubble gum. And a lot of it is just fake, but it gets your attention, so I'll continue with it. Thank you.
Is it better to train biceps and triceps together or pair them with back and chest?
You know, I do both. So sometimes I'll do back and biceps, chest and triceps, but at the moment I'm trying to get my arms to respond because I find the rest of my body is responding pretty well, except for my legs and my arms. So I'm devoting my own day to them where I'm increasing my calories, making sure that I'm psyched up and not allowing any distraction to get in my way when I'm hitting that, other than talking to you. All right, time to go again. Otherwise, we're going to run out of time here. All right, so straight back into it. At the start, alternate dumbbell curls. Starting bilaterally. When we reach failure, we go unilateral. All right, done with the alternate dumbbell curls. Straight onto the easy bar for another 15 repetitions, wide grip. 10. All right, once we're done there on the easy bar, we go straight to the cable curls narrow grip. Okay. Gonna rest, pause for a few seconds, get 3 more reps out. 1, 2, 3. Gonna lighten the load a little for the next set, and then straight onto the hammer curls here, thicken up the choriobrachialis of the bicep. 1, 2, 3. So rest, pause. Got 5 more reps to do. Struggle is real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Back onto the drag curls. So dragging the easy bar up the body, keep a wide grip. 1, 2, 3. 10, 11, 12. Whew. Gosh dang, I said gosh dang.
How long should your rest time be during these?
Okay, my rest time is usually about 2 minutes between these circuits. So whenever I go high repetitions, I like to increase the intensity by shortening the rest periods to promote sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. The intensity and short rest periods do that. Even though your brain is telling you, damn, I need 5-minute rest, you do the opposite. You got to do some unnatural things here in the gym if you want some unnatural results.
How does DTP work for mass?
Does DTP work for mass? Yeah, for sure. You know, I started doing DTP, God, it must have been about 10 years ago now, a little bit longer actually, after I'd had injuries. And I used to train the typical Mike Mensa, Dorian Yates style, very, very heavy, low repetitions. But then when I started doing DTP as a form of rehab around inflammation that I had in my joints, I noticed that I started getting more fullness, more density, more size to my physique. So that's why I kept it up. So yeah, it's proof in the pudding.
This question came through on YouTube, and you've been all over the world, trained to the most extreme. What are your thoughts on overtraining? Is it possible? What have you learned in the decades?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely possible to overtrain. I've noticed a lot of people get injured when they overtrain. They live in denial. I've definitely seen it in the endurance world, like with ultramarathon runners and triathletes. Definitely overtrain. So I suggest that if you are training more than 5 days a week, you really have to quantify your sleep. So I have what's called an Aura Ring, and I just check my HRV scores, my deep sleep, my REM sleep, making sure my nutrition's on point, doing everything that I can to remove myself of inflammation, ensuring that I have my Rekaged, which is my whey protein isolate, immediately after the workout. And you've seen me with a gallon jug, a meathead jug, and that's full of all my supplements, so I'm drip feeding that all day to ensure that I can do this 5 days a week straight. Can't do any more than that. I find that you go to the point of limited returns when you overtrain. Mentally, we all want to train every day, but physically, if you want to evolve, it's just not possible.
When should I be taking Rekaged versus the MicroPure isolate?
Okay, so Rekaged should be taken after your workout, immediately after workout, and that's it. That is the only time that you take Rekaged. Your whey protein isolate is to be taken during the day. If you find that you cannot physically eat the amount of protein that you need to, then have a whey protein isolate. If you find that you're in a meeting, if you're traveling, if it's inconvenient to eat, you're drinking whey protein isolate. I like to have it, like if and when I have breakfast, I'll mix some powder in my oats. And I've got a nice flavored oats breakfast, with my blueberries and whatnot. And we have 30% off that right now. The isolate, the Rekaged, the Precaged, all of it all of Kaged muscle supplements are 30% off right now today on Bodybuilding.com. I'm ready to go again. Another set of biceps. Wow. The pain never ends. I love it. All right. Okay, starting off with the dumbbell curls again. Okay, so when you do this, make sure that you supinate your hand as much as you possibly can so you can work that bicep peak, okay? There, turn right round. Down. All right, 15 repetitions done there. Then straight onto the easy bar, wide grip, so we can work the inner head of the biceps. Okay, gonna rest, pause. I need 4 more reps. 2, 2. All right, once I'm done with the wide grip, easy bar, go to the narrow grip now to work the outer head of the bicep. Wow, okay, once done with that, straight back onto the dumbbells for the hammer curl to work the thickness, the choriobrachialis, as I mentioned before. Okay, I'm just gonna go straight into alternate here. My biceps are obliterated. All this time under tension, you may find that you get a huge forearm pump as well. A wide grip again for drag curls. Finish this bad boy off. Whew. Wow, okay, so that is it. We're done with biceps now, thank God. And now we're gonna move on to triceps. But whilst I'm getting my breath back and changing some of the exercises here to set up, I'll answer some of your questions.
Can you explain why a lifting belt is important, especially since you're doing biceps and triceps?
Okay, a lifting belt is important when you're doing things like, squats or back, like heavy back work. It isn't necessary for things like shoulders, biceps, triceps. However, I'm wearing it at the moment to remind myself to control my waist. So over the past, 5-6 years, maybe a little bit longer, my waist would start to go out from doing a lot of deadlifts, a lot of squats, a lot of heavy single arm rows, a lot of heavy curls, working the torso. Now I want to bring my waist in as much as I possibly can. So I leave the belt on, so I'm very conscious of it to keep my core intact, to breathe, not to go overly heavy. So that's just for me. Some people's waistline stays tight. I'm not going to be like a Steve Cook or a Ulysses, so I have to acknowledge that and work with what I've got. I don't have the best genetics for bodybuilding, but I'm going to work with what I got to improve.
Can you explain, this is a question from YouTube, can you explain some of your tattoos?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my tattoos mean nothing. A lot of people say, well, what do these tattoos mean? Well, they don't really mean anything. It's more of a statement than anything. I really like punk, old school punk music, so I consider it a little bit punk. However, I do have some reminders to ensure that I don't turn into a weakness or an excuse or doubt, so I stay committed. So I have tattooed here, built to endure what the world throws at me, fighting to succeed, only one, walks away, face fear, obviously on my knuckles. So I've got part animal, part machine here as well. So I have all these things as reminders every day. If I want to sleep in, if I want to stay in the warm when it's cold outside, or vice versa, it's just to shut the F up and get out there and try to be harder to kill,
This is from YouTube. Hey, Kris.
Hey.
How can I increase vascularity in my arms?
By dropping body fat. Not everybody is vascular. Some people are more vascular than others. Thankfully, I'm not that vascular. I'm not really into veins. I got one tattooed there, though. But what I'll notice is when I diet down, when I get very lean, whether it be for a photo shoot or when I used to compete, I'd get very vascular. Obviously, the less body fat that you have subcutaneously, the more your veins are going to be exposed. So if you want to be more vascular, you just got to drop down into your single digits of body fat and make sure that you're not on a keto diet, you're on more of a carb lifestyle diet.
Why doesn't Kaged muscle have a mass gainer?
Why doesn't it? Why doesn't Kaged muscle have a mass gainer? I've never really been into mass gainers at all. A lot of the mass gainers I've looked at have ingredients that I don't want. So I've always made my own. So I will have my whey protein isolate, I'll add oats to it, and then maybe I'll add some like flaxseed or some almond butter or peanut butter or something like that and blend it up. That is my mass gainer, where I know exactly how much fats, carbs, and protein is going into it, only high-grade ingredients. And you can get 30% off all Kaged muscle supplements right now while the stocks last on Bodybuilding.com, because we have a badass relationship with you guys. So thank you very much. Ready to hit triceps? All right, so what I'm going to do for triceps now is the same theme as what we just did for biceps. A lot of blood-curdling pain, a lot of lactic acid buildup. You should be able to smell your lactic acid burning through your skin. That's when you know you're hitting it right. So we're going to start off with cable extensions. I like to start off with this exercise because it doesn't put your elbows in a vulnerable position where you get inflammation of the tendon. So I like to start off with that exercise, then we'll go on to another cable, which will be an overhead cable, then skull crushers, bench dips, overhead dumbbell extensions, but follow along and you'll soon catch up with it. So I'm going to be in this area here and then in this area on the bench over yonder. All right, so starting off with cable. Whew. Ooh. Then I'm going to go a little bit lighter, just a little bit, and do overhead cable extension. So we started off by targeting our short head, the outer head of the triceps. Now we're going to hit the long head, which is the inner head of the triceps. All right, Now we're gonna move on to the skull crushers over here. Whew. All right, so I've got the bench flat for this bad boy. Ooh. And this is gonna work all heads of the tricep. We're lying down, and I like to come over the head because we don't want to find out why it's literally called skull crushers. Get a good extension, then I extend right above eye line. Gonna have to lighten the load on the next set. All right, once done with that, we go straight on to bench dips. Again, working all heads, but it'll mainly target the middle head of your triceps. Start off with the legs out straight. That's 10. When I can't do any more, I rest a little bit, and this time I bend the legs to take less resistance off the triceps. Oh, damn. All right, then I'm gonna pop the, actually I won't bother popping the seat up. I'm gonna grab a dumbbell. Let me see how many reps I can get out of this. This might be a struggle, but 15 reps is what we're going for of overhead tricep extensions with a dumbbell. So this will target the long head of the triceps. Whew. It's 11. So I'm gonna rest, pause. Get 4 more out. So I'm gonna have to go lighter on the next set. Whew. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Whew. All right, so that is circuit number 1 done. I'm just gonna get some lighter weights here for the next circuit, and I'll answer your questions in the meantime.
Which one of your training programs is your favorite? Or maybe top 3?
The top 3, that's all of them, isn't it? Top 3, so I'd say the Man of Iron was my favorite because that was most challenging. Then I'd say after that would be my 12-week muscle building video trainer that I filmed in India because I'd come back from a very small size after several injuries on that one. And then after that, I'd say 4 weeks to shred because I was able to get very quick results in a very short time that everybody deemed was impossible. They said there was just no way I was going to halve my body fat in that amount of time, and I did it just to prove the haters wrong again, but got some good results and inspired a lot of people to do the same too. So a lot of people actually tap on that 4 weeks to shred onto a lot of other programs as well.
Do you plan on doing any marathons in the future?
Marathons? Oh yeah, I'm always doing things like that. I just don't document it. I've done quite a few runs. You know, every year I like to go up to Stanley and do the half marathon up there and whatnot. I normally just post that sort of stuff on my Insta stories. I don't really do video series out of it.
When is your next visit to India?
My next visit to India is going to be in about 3 weeks' time. So I think I arrive there about the 1st of August or something like that for another gym opening. And that's going to be in Raipur.
This question from YouTube. I love you. So glad I caught this live. Thanks for the discount.
No problem. 30% off, kids. Kaged Muscle Supplements today.
And how often do you incorporate full body training?
Never, ever. I never do full body training. You know, like you could maybe call some of my functional workouts full body training, but I never do every muscle group because the thing is, like, I did legs on Wednesday. Yesterday I went for a mountain bike run in the morning and went for a run in the evening. My legs were still destroyed. You think my body could recover if I train with that intensity? So this is what I say to you guys. Anybody who's doing a full body workout, come and hit one body part with me, and we'll see how you feel about doing another body part after. All right. So ready to rock and roll again. Back onto the cables. All right. A bit lighter. All right, done with the overhead cable, so now we're going back onto the lying tricep extensions, or skull crushers, or French press, whatever you want to call it. Ooh. Oh my God, making some funny noises, isn't I? All right, tricep extensions and then straight onto the bench dips. So with this, you just want to try to go to 15 repetitions, but obviously it's body weight. You just go to failure and then rest pause. Say, that. Okay. All right, felt great. That set got me aroused, so I'm ready for your questions.
Do you ever train fasted? Question from YouTube.
Yes, I'm training fasted right now. So I've been fasting on my non-training days, I've been fasting for quite a long time, for over a year now. But on my training days, I'm fasting pretty much about 5 or 6 days a week now at the moment. The reason being is because my fiance is fasting, and because I'm such a great fiance back, I'm being the moral support, and I said, I'll do it, just so I can look her in the eye and say, see how easy it is, I can do it, you can do it. So that's why I'm doing it at the moment. So I've been breaking my fast probably about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes though, like last week, she broke her fast at like 10 o'clock in the morning, didn't tell me. So I went and fasted till 3 o'clock, being the supporting fiance. I was gutted.
This question comes in from YouTube. When do you think we can see the first Gethin gym in the States?
No idea. When we have the right partner that approaches us in the right vicinity, that is motivated to make it happen, then we'll let it happen. But until then, it's not going to happen, you know. So we get a lot of applicants, but, you know, we turn down about 99% of them.
Do you have any advice for beginners in the gym?
Beginners in the gym. Yeah, try not to compare yourself to anybody else, like on Instagram or within the gym facility, especially guys. We all have egos, so I'd suggest that you pick up the book Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, so you can leave your ego at the door and recognize it, because a lot of people will look at other people like on Instagram, and everyone wants Insta results. And it doesn't happen like that. It takes time. And I've just seen so many people in this industry come and go, whether it be with injury or, you know, they're selling a program that doesn't really work. I'd say just completely, educate yourself and just take your time. However, get used to being comfortable with being uncomfortable. So that means when everybody's out drinking on a Saturday night, or everyone's partying, everyone's at a social gathering, and enticing you to do the same, you have to practice the discipline of consistency, because the consistency is the key. It's not like a magic program. It's not my program, Jamie Eason, Steve Cook. It's whichever program works with you that you'll stay consistent to. All right, so consistency is key. Let's go again. I need a drink, actually. Make sure that you drink your HydroCharge, kids. It's 30% off, or you're in-caged. Right, tricep extensions. Let's have it, son. Oh, that's a little light. Wow, 20 reps. Felt a bit stronger on that one. Everybody say ow. Alright, tricep extensions, lying down, narrow grip. Make sure that you keep your elbows in, don't flare them out, and press this exercise. It's an extension. Above the forehead, straight up to the ceiling, slowly down on the negative. It's gonna explode on the way up. I've only got 10 out there, so I need a rest pause, because otherwise I will smack my head. 5 more. Okay, 15 dips. Let's have it. It's 10. Need 5 more reps. Man, the pump is real. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right then. Overhead tricep extensions. This is going to be fun, I can tell. Oh wow, okay. Yay.
How would you incorporate this particular workout into your workout split during the week?
Okay, so usually I do legs by themselves or with abs. I'll do chest and say a shoulder top up. I'll do shoulders and I'll normally do shoulders by themselves with traps, and I'll do back with a bicep and tricep top up, and then arms just by itself. So it doesn't matter what day of the week I do it, because I'm very instinctive. Sometimes I go to the gym and go, you know what, I'm not going to hit back today, I'm going to hit arms. But I'll get the arms in by itself, biceps and triceps, by themselves, because I'm really wanting to grow this area. And then I'll tap on a bicep and tricep top-up exercise about 4 days or 3 days later. And that's just one exercise for biceps, one exercise for triceps.
What tips or suggestions would you give to avoid injuries?
To avoid injuries, make sure that you don't overtrain. A lot of people are lacking in sleep, so they don't quantify their sleep. And then they go and train first thing in the morning when their body's dry, it hasn't completely recovered, recuperated, and then they train. And overtraining, don't train too heavy. Use your form over and function before, picking up the biggest weight. Making sure that the negative is nice and slow and controlled. And if an exercise hurts, don't do that freaking exercise. Go do a machine, go do dumbbells, you know, something. A lot of people, they'll do barbell work and go, oh man, it really hurts. I'm like, well, why are you doing barbell? Find an exercise that doesn't feel like it's going to injure you.
This question from YouTube, when are you coming to Gold's Gym in Venice again?
Gold's Gym in Venice, I haven't got any plans to go there, so no idea.
Here's another question from YouTube. Is it important to eliminate carbs for fat loss?
No, you shouldn't eliminate carbs for fat loss. The only time I've ever really eliminated carbs is if I'm carb depleting before I carb load. But I always keep carbohydrates in there because it'll help with your metabolism. Even if it's a minimal amount that you have around your workout, for instance, you want to stimulate your metabolism and have the glycogen needed and required to get through your workouts.
Any new supplements coming out in the future from Kaged?
Kaged Muscle, yes, we got some new supplements. We do have some new flavors as well that are coming down the pipeline very soon that Bodybuilding.com have. And we are working on new products as well. Yes, we are working on a plant protein. We are working on a multivitamin as well that we've been working on for about, God, almost coming on 2 years now. So they will be out, especially the multivitamin this year, and we will have a Clean Burn 2.0 that will be coming out as well that you'll only have to take twice a day instead of 3 times a day. All right, ready to get into it again. All right, make sure that you stay hydrated. A lot of people that do not perform correctly in the gym, I notice the biggest variable is that they're not drinking enough water, especially if you're living in a warm climate and you're sweating a lot. All right, let's hit it. Tricep extensions. Make sure that you stay close to the cable. Keep your elbows tight. Don't flare them out. Get a good contraction at the bottom. Shit. 35s, 40s. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit lighter on this one. 9 tricep extensions. You'll be surprised at how light you have to go during these workouts when you're doing circuits and high intensity work, high volume. Last but not least, overhead tricep extensions for the long head. Let's have it. I think we want one more circuit of me. Well, that's it, 4 circuits. Man, I want more. I want more. Should I answer some questions?
Do you prefer steady state cardio or Tabata HIIT?
I do both. I like steady state, or low intensity steady state, they call it these days, or Tabata or HIIT. I like doing both. If I'm just focusing on fat loss and I'm in a calorie restricted state, I'll just do steady state because I'm trying to maintain lower cortisol levels and I don't want to lose muscle. If I am not worried about that, if I'm mass building or if I'm just trying to increase my fitness or I'm maintaining, much like what I'm doing now, I do a lot of high intensity and Tabata work. I've got a curved treadmill at home which doesn't require me hitting the speed. You know, it's propelled by my own body. So Tabata work on that is phenomenal. I love it. But you can go outside and hit some hill sprints, which I often do with my dog Slate.
You're getting some love from Facebook. Love this dude, very inspirational. No bull, will always use Kaged. Thumbs up.
Awesome, thank you very much, brother. Then share, increase my following, man. I'm becoming irrelevant here. Like an old fossil.
On Twitch, we have a question. What does the back of your shirt say and mean?
Okay, knowledge without mileage is bullshit. So a lot of people I find, they're armchair or Instagram experts, and they tell you this and they tell you that. I'm like, what have you done? What have you done? Like, I do have a huge amount of respect for science and research, and I do take a lot of that on board and apply it. However, there's a lot of people out there that say stuff, do stuff. However, they do not go through the actual repetitions, the work, the experience themselves. So I don't feel that I'm doing you justice unless I put myself in the trenches and go out and source and test and train and then propel it over to you. So for instance, I'm not going to tell you how to do an Ironman if I don't do an Ironman, so that's why I did an Ironman, so I could show you and help you how to do it. So that's what knowledge without mileage means. All right, so we are wrapping this bad boy up. Thank you ever so much for joining me here, guys. I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate all of you guys as well here at Bodybuilding.com. Thank you ever so much for having me. Hopefully I'll be back very soon. We do have 30% off all Kaged muscle supplements right now on Bodybuilding.com, and that is while the stocks last. We never do 30% off, so it is going very, very quick. So make sure that you check it out. Until next time, namaste.
I can't fail, it can't go down like that. I've got to look forward, not back. I've got to look forward, not back. I've got to look forward, not back. I can't fail, it can't go down like that. I've got to look forward, not back. I've got to look forward, not back. It can't go down like that. I've got to look forward, not back. I can't fail, it can't go down like that. I've got to look forward, not back. I've got to look forward, not back. I've got to look forward, not back. It can't go down like that. I've got to look forward, not back. I've got to look forward, not back. I've got to look forward, not back.